Hello and welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. It's a quick turnaround. We just finished game week 12 and we're heading right into game week 13 with just a day break. I have with me my co-host, Mr. Zohar Khan. What's up, bro? How are you doing?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm hoping that our viewers aren't getting sick of us, just seeing us every couple of days throwing out a video. I get tired of hearing my own voice, so I hope it's not like that for other people.
No, man, your voice is beautiful. I'm sure they're enjoying it. Unfortunately, we don't have our other co-host with us, Mr. Braziz. I really wish he was there today. I really miss him. I really wanted to ask him a few questions. I really enjoyed today's Super Sunday
I'll be
Arsenal.
honest, it's the only reason I came on today was to talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, I was contemplating like, should we wait? Should we do? But I don't know if he's gonna come on today, but we'll definitely get him on the next episode. But we're really missing him today for sure. Shout out to him. But yeah, I mean, if we look at before we look at game week 13, game week 12. Zoe, the predictions, man, you're topping the table, 41 points. You got 7 points this game week. I got 6, so I'm on 30. I'm on 37, and Abrar is on 34 with 5 points. I think we all could have got extra points if we didn't listen to. I mean, not listen to it if we didn't go his way about predicting Arsenal.
That's it, man.
Yeah, and Ashish got a couple of points. He's on 22. So yeah, I mean, Zoe, you're slowly but surely maintaining that lead and like increasing it. Looks good. But going to this game week, your initial thoughts? One big game, top of the table clash.
Bro, some very interesting games, man. Like obviously, that Liverpool Spurs game is going to be probably game of the week. That's probably the one that we're going to do. But don't sleep on Leicester Everton, man. That's a good game.
Yeah, man. Today, even like the Leicester Brighton game, it was exciting. But then, yes, Leicester dominated. But I think the first 10 minutes, if you saw that, it was end-to-end stuff. But so I think it's going to be similar, the Leicester Everton one as well. Some end-to-end games. But yeah, let's crack on with the predictions, man. If you don't mind.
Let's do it, bro.
Let's go. So for the first games are on Tuesday. A couple of games there. So Wolves versus Chelsea. Chelsea's lost to Everton, a bit surprising. We all thought Chelsea might win, but Everton played really well. Ancelotti set them up brilliantly. But yeah, Chelsea were missing a spark there, man. Like, I don't know what it was, but they just couldn't get a goal.
Yeah, I think, they're dealing with a few injuries. Also, to be honest, Werner really hasn't shown the finishing that he was famous for in Germany. He's like, there's been a lot to like about his game, but there's also been a very, sort of, glaring part that's missing, which is you want more goals for him, especially someone with that reputation and how much he cost to bring in. Havertz has been so far very quiet, nothing really, I think he's going to come good. There's a lot of talent in him and players like that are, that creative mold that are maybe a little bit, lighter build. It takes a little bit of time to get used to how the Premier League works, especially, like you get like a, big center defensive mid coming at you or center backs coming at you. They're not going to give you space. They're physical. Yeah. It's a different league. It's a different game to the German game. So maybe it's an adjustment thing. I think he's going to come good. I think he's really, really talented. But they're missing a little bit of creativity in the final third. You called it, man. Against Everton, I think Carlo got his tactics right. Everton needed a result as well. They've been slipping as of late after a really hot start to the start of the league. I think that right now, against for Wolves, they've been actually really, really poor. Surprisingly, given how they've performed in the last couple of seasons, I think losing a few players really did make a difference for them. Obviously Jota is the big name, but there's a few things that have changed around, and they haven't been able to replicate the same form. Plus, other teams have just gotten better. I think the only win for Wolves in the past 5 games was against Arsenal.
Yeah.
So, like I take that as you will. Like usually, I would say that's a feather in their cap, but right now with Arsenal being 15th, is it really? And then, Chelsea, like I said, they've been off for the past couple of games. They drew in their Champions League game against Krasnodar, but that's a rotated team. And then they lost to Everton. So I'm thinking that they're going to be looking to make a good comeback. They're going to be looking to tighten things up at the back and just play, some good football. I've got it as a 2-0 Chelsea win.
2-0 Chelsea win. And yeah, I think you're right. Also, they're missing a few wingers, like, making that space on the wings. And also one issue though with Chelsea is that they are leaking goals here and there. Even though when they win the games, it's not like they don't win with clean sheets. Like they do concede. Like so I think that's an issue. Like if they go down, it might be difficult for them to come back.
For sure. For me, I think that if there's a player that opposition teams might look to target, it's going to be Ben Chilwell. I think Ben Chilwell is the weak link in their defensive line right now. Reece James is sick. I really like
He's
how Reece
amazing,
James
man.
plays.
Baller,
He's been
he's
dope,
amazing.
bro. He's
Yeah.
been really good defensively. He's strong. He's good
And
on the
attacking
ball
as
and
well. Yeah, he provides a lot.
big crosses, bro.
Yeah,
Really, really good deliveries
he's
into the
next level.
box.
Yeah.
So I really like the way he's elevated his game. So yeah, like I said, but you're right. They have been leaking goals. What do you think's gonna happen, bro? What's your
Yeah, I'm
prediction?
going with the Chelsea win, man. I think they're gonna come back strong. Wolves are not as strong this year, and I think Lampard's boys will try to rectify their mistakes. I'm going with 3-1 Chelsea. 3-1 Chelsea. I just feel that Wolves will nick a goal somewhere, like Leeds did, the other week. But Chelsea will be strong for them. So yeah, I think that wraps up that game. And then moving on, City West Brom. I think it's very straightforward. Not much to talk about, but Pep will for sure not be playing those two DMs.
Absolutely no way he's playing with two sitters against a West Brom team that's been abysmal, man. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. They're 19th in the league. The City's gonna use this game to make a statement. I'm sure that I don't really know that many City fans. I don't really follow City on social media to know what the reaction was to the derby, but I would think that they would be demanding more of this team.
100%.
It's essentially it was an eventless derby. I liked it because it was like a bit of a chess match, but a lot of people complained that it was boring. Fair enough. I think they're going to look to bounce back from that. And like I said, this West Brom team has been pretty terrible all season long. So we know both sides of what's coming. I'm picking a 3-0 City win.
3-0. I'm just adding a goal. 4-0 City. I would. It'd be interesting to see if Aguero starts. I think if he can get a game or get some time, I think this is a good game to bring him in, get that form back, and ease him into the first 11. Coming back from injury. I think this is a good game for him.
Honestly, they've been I think you're right, bro. Whoever they play, they won their last 3 home games. They won 3-0 against Marseille, 2-0 against Fulham, and 5-0 against Burnley. So they've been scoring defensively. We talked about it last time in the review that they've been pretty solid at the back. So I don't really see West Brom, poaching a goal in this one. Man, 3-0. 3-0. Honestly, even 4-0 could happen. It really depends on who starts and what sort of form they show up in.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think that wraps up Tuesday's game. I'm going 4-0 City. You're going 3-0 City, and then Wednesday's game, man. Arsenal versus Southampton. It's potential top 4 versus potential relegation, and. You can. I mean, you'll be surprised, but yeah, it's the opposite now.
That's it.
Your thoughts on this game?
I mean, not to beat a dead horse, especially without the person that I want to talk to the most. Look, Arsenal. There's no two ways about it. Arsenal have been poor. They've been good in the Europa League, but I mean, when you're playing, people that have day jobs as, doing whatever, and they play football part-time, I'd hope that a team like Arsenal can win with a couple of goals. Or when you play against professionals, they don't seem to have any answers. Arteta looks like pretty much a fraud at this point in time. This guy was putting out cones for Pep. Now he thinks he can manage a team. He might come good. It's harsh to say, but it's still funny at the same time. Especially because the Spanish Tony Pulis, bro. Spanish Tony Pulis, straight up. And honestly, the only reason I dump on Arteta so much is because people with every result, there's so much scrutiny on Ole. A draw happens. Oh, what's going to happen? A loss. Oh, Ole is going to get fired. But this guy's losing games, bro. 5 in a row, 4 in a row, and no one's talking about it. But I'm really glad to see my boy Ole scored, bro. He needed that goal for his confidence. I'm looking for a strong performance from him. So I'm picking a 2-0 Southampton win, bro.
2-0 Southampton with confidence. You made him. Did you regret when you didn't go with Burnley like in the last predictions?
Absolutely, I should have gone for. I should have picked Burnley just to troll Don.
I can't believe it, man.
I actually believe in it, but honestly,
But comedy of errors, man. Like the red card, then the own goal. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but
did you see Patrice on BT Sports?
Yeah,
or was it Sky?
On Sky Sports, what he's talked about Henry, right?
And he's like, he saw Jekka coming out the tunnel, he turned out the TV. I was like, damn, man, that's intense.
I mean, that's what it is. I completely agree. With a lot of people who are saying that it's just not the manager. They have a lot of issues there. But bro, when you're in this position, I think this is the worst ever start ever. In how many years, I don't know. But I think this is, they didn't have the start even under Emery. It's worse than that. So I think There's
Bro,
serious
Emery,
questions.
honestly, I'll tell you something about Emery. I think Emery got a really rough ride at Arsenal. He's not a very good communicator. He comes in with his good evening.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
he didn't get his players. Arteta he got his player. He got players that he
Arteta,
did. Yes, of course, there's Deadwood there, but he did get players, and we didn't get anyone.
yeah, I mean, Emery didn't get anyone, and it was just I think that Emery was not very cool.
Yeah,
Arteta's slick.
yeah.
But Emery kind of like he's not very good at communicating. He's awkward. So like when he's trying to explain what he's trying to do, no one's actually understanding what he's saying. So everyone thinks he's an idiot. But he's actually a good manager, bro. I think I forget where he's at right now, but
Yeah, he was in Sevilla before that, right? Before
and he
Arsenal.
was
Yeah,
good. He was
it was
good at
amazing,
Sevilla.
man.
He was at PSG as well. He did
Yeah,
well at PSG.
yeah. So
But yeah,
I think
man.
that's where they got it wrong. Like, I mean, it's very easy to say that another manager might come and same problem because there's other issues in that club. But definitely, I think right now, like I'm giving a couple more games. Where I think end of Christmas, if they don't win like 2-3 games on the trot, it's looking bleak for Arteta.
I mean, hey man, Poch is available, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not? Like, why not Poch? Even for United, like I've been saying this whole time, Poch is available. But how many days are you giving Arteta?
How many days am I giving? Bro, I'm giving Arteta till the Christmas period, bro. If he doesn't
That's
get
it.
a win before Christmas, I think his New Year's present is going to be a termination letter.
Yeah, I mean, interesting. I'm going. You're going 2-0 Southampton. I'm going 3-1 Southampton, and I'm sure our brother is going for Arsenal win again. But yeah, I'm not making that mistake, bro. Like Arsenal can still win. I think they need to win. He needs to turn it around. We've seen in the FA Cup the run they went on. They beat City. They beat Chelsea as well. So he needs to get something like that. But right now, it just doesn't look likely, man. I don't know.
Absolutely,
And Southampton
bro.
just a word on Southampton. They're looking brilliant. Like right now, they're
This
looking
team looks
fantastic.
this Southampton team looks hot right now, bro. They've been really good in their last couple of games. Their goal scoring is really well distributed as well. Like they have a few guys that have scored. Obviously, Ings is the main man, but Che Adams has scored. A few other guys have scored. So there's a couple of different places. Ward-Prowse from set pieces is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So they have a couple of different threats. They're not dependent on just one or two players to get the goals.
Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree with you. I really want to discuss Arsenal more, but yeah, we'll hopefully when our rise back, we'll have a more detailed discussion. But moving on to the next game, Leeds versus Newcastle.
So, I mean, this has been basically a question of two teams that had very different starts to the season. Newcastle didn't have the best start to the season. Leeds started off really hot, playing some delightful football. And since then, the fortunes have kind of changed. I feel like Newcastle's developed a bit of an identity. They figured out what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and they're trying to play to their strengths and cover their weaknesses. It's just some good coaching. They've had some obviously some fortunate decisions as well, things that have gone their way. But it's been a good run overall for them. And they've been playing well away from home. Leeds have been poor at home, surprisingly. They've been good away. They've been decent away, but they've been poor at home. Last 5 games, they've lost 3, drawn 2 games, and they've had a real tough time scoring goals. You can never count out Bielsa. He's the mad genius, but I think that I'm going to go with a Newcastle win 2-1.
Newcastle win 2-1. Yeah, even when you saw West Ham set up brilliantly, I think like Leeds are an attacking team, but that's the problem. Like when you're over attacking and stuff, you can get hit on the counter, and that's where they need to be careful, like at home. And West Ham, I think West Ham exploited their weakness to perfection, but still this team has a lot of potential. Leeds, I feel that like when they are on song, like you said, away from home, they do score goals. They are entertaining, but they just need to get that consistency, right? I think that's what it is. I actually feel that I'm going for a Leeds win. I've predicted them to lose a couple of times, but I think they'll go. I think it'll be a close game, 2-1 Leeds. Yeah. Moving on to the next game. This is actually, you were talking about this game is early on. Leicester versus Everton. It's going to be. It should be a very exciting game, man.
I think this is going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, both teams coming off wins. Leicester coming off a very dominating 3-0 win against Brighton. Everton coming off against with a 1-0 very professional win against Chelsea. That was well coached, well planned, and well executed.
Yeah.
And that being said, Leicester have been improving at home. They started off iffy, but they're coming off a clean sheet as well, 3-0 against Brighton. Everton have been up and down after a hot start. We were at one point hyping them up to maybe be title contenders, but they're currently sitting 7th in the league, if I'm not mistaken. Good game against Chelsea, so that's something for them to build on. But I think that Leicester's going to edge this 2-1. Maddison had a great game against Brighton. Vardy's been consistent, so I think that just overall, there's a lot of good things in place at Everton, at Leicester right now, and Everton's going to come at them. So I think that that's going to work in their favor as well. So yeah, 2-1 to Leicester for me.
2-1 for Leicester. And both goal scorers in form, Calvert-Lewin and Vardy, providing assists as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they make an impact. But I think I'm going with a 2-2. I think honestly, I feel that Leicester played amazing today. I was very impressed with the way they played, some quick passing. But we've seen in the recent past that they do get hit in the counter, especially at home. And Everton have the potential, like we saw against Chelsea. So I think it's a potential banana skin for Leicester. They've been doing really well. They're aiming for that top 4 again this season. But yeah, I think Everton. I think the way Ancelotti sets up, it's gonna be beneficial for Everton. So I'm going with 2-2. I think.
2-2, fair enough.
And then moving on to the next game. Fulham versus Brighton, bro. You don't rate Fulham, but what a game against Liverpool, man. They almost snuck 3 points. And 1 point. They'll take that point as well any day of the week.
Absolutely, bro. Now that's 2 games actually that Liverpool's drawn back to back. They drew against I call them Midgetland. I don't know how to say their name, but in Champions League, and then they drew against Fulham. I think Fulham, they played a really good game. I think they played their socks off, and Liverpool, unfortunate for Jota to go down, and I think he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. I think this was Liverpool. This Liverpool team, they don't look as dominating as last year's Liverpool team, for whatever reason. Even though they added players, I mean, obviously right now they're missing quite a few players as well. Man, I think that I don't know why we're talking about Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean Fulham. We were talking about Fulham, I mean today was the game against Liverpool. That's why.
Sorry, I drifted. My bad. Yeah.
No, but Scott Parker he's setting them up well. It's not just a defensive display. In the first half, we saw them create a lot of chances. They could have got a penalty as well. In that Liverpool game, I think that's why you got confused. It was against Liverpool. But I mean, last 5-6 games, Fulham, Scott Parker's got them set up well, man. They're making it difficult for other teams.
They're losing, but they're definitely not.
They might concede. Yeah, they might concede, but they are scoring goals. They're attacking as well. So there is a plan there, definitely, and maybe a few signings in January, and they can probably fight this relegation battle and come out of it.
I mean, yeah, bro. Let me see how many points they're on right now. They're on 8 points. Arsenal's on 13. So yeah, bro, it's very doable for them to swap spots.
Yep. No, definitely, and I think credit to Scott Parker. But Brighton, on the other hand, they've also had an on and off season. They've have really good sparks, but then I think they're missing. Today, Lamptey didn't play. I think he was rested, but yeah, they need to be a bit more stronger defensively and be more clinical up front.
Absolutely, man. I think this Brighton team has a lot of good pieces on paper, and it's just a matter of they've obviously some of the best games they've played have been against the bigger teams, unfortunately. So those were games that were always going to be tough to pick up points, and then against teams that they had more realistic chances of winning, they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. That being said, their last, Brighton actually drew against Liverpool as well, and the last time they won was against Villa, so it's not too bad. It's not all doom and gloom.
It's not too bad, yeah.
I'm actually going with a 2-1 Brighton win, but I'll give Mitrovic a goal if he plays.
If he plays, bro, he's still on the bench. But I'm flipping it. I'm going 2-1 Fulham. I think Craven Cottage, the fans are back. The stadium is small, so you can actually hear the fans. Today, they made an impact, and I just feel that will make that slight difference. But I didn't
think about that.
I won't be surprised with your prediction. I was just noticing today in the Liverpool game, so that's why that changed my mind a bit. But your prediction is pretty good as well, because Brighton have been a team which they've caused problems for other teams. So yeah, I'm going 2-1 Fulham. You're going 2-1 Brighton, and then moving on to the game of the game week, basically biggest top of the table clash, man. Liverpool versus Spurs at Anfield. Who would have thought, man? They're both fighting for the title. They fought for the Champions League final, and Liverpool came on top. But this is going to be interesting, really interesting game. Really looking forward to it. Your thoughts?
Bro, this is going to be fire, man. Both on 25 points, first and second respectively. Tottenham being top of the table right now in goal difference. fantastic managers. Liverpool, like we already talked about it, they're suffering from injuries, so it's not exactly going to be a full strength squad. But this is part of football. You got to roll with it. They have enough talent there that it's not like Liverpool's one of the deeper squads in the Premier League. The drop off between first team and second team and bench isn't that much. That being said, man, Spurs, bro, Spurs are looking real good under Jose. I love it, bro. I love it whenever Jose does well. And this is a game that, bro, Jose's tailor-made for away against a big rival. He's going to set up. I think it's going to be a really good setup. We're going to see some very exciting football. I think they're going to definitely concede possession to Liverpool and look to hit them on the counter with that Son and Kane combo. Bro, Liverpool coming off 2 consecutive draws. They drew in the Champions League. They drew in Premier League against Fulham. Spurs, 3 wins, 2 draws, last 5, bro. They're looking real good. And like I said, bro, Mourinho with the away game plan. So I think 2-1 for Spurs.
2-1 for Spurs. And do you think, considering the fact that Liverpool have injuries and the way Mourinho sets up, that it'll be a KG game and would both teams take a draw? Would they be happy with the draw, do you think?
I think if you ask Mourinho publicly, he'll say that we're okay with a draw because that's always been his like publicly
away from home, especially
away from home, like he'll settle for a 0-0 or a 1-1 draw against especially a title challenger, a title rival at this point in time. I think he publicly said, but given the position that they're in right now, I don't think he's very happy. He knows that this Liverpool team can be taken, and I think that it would be. It would be a real statement win for Tottenham if they were to take.
And they're definitely title challengers if they win this game. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm also going with you. I'm going 1-0 Tottenham. I think it'll be smash and grab and Spurs keeping a clean sheet. Having said that, you can't write off this Liverpool team, but like you said, with the injuries, they are there for the taking. So and Spurs really need to, if they want to, make a statement, this is the best time to do it. So I'm going with a 1-0 Spurs win. I think that wraps up that game. Moving on to West Ham versus Palace. West Ham looking really good, man, this season.
Bro, they're 6th in the league, man. They're playing some good football. David Moyes coming out with a solid game plan for every opponent. I think they got unlucky against United. United just, hit them with a second half bliss, which were like pretty much becoming our trademark. This Crystal Palace team super inconsistent as well, man. They drew against Spurs, beat West Brom, but then they lost to Newcastle and Burnley. So it's just like, what are you guys doing? So it really depends what version of Crystal Palace shows up.
Yeah.
But I think that being said, I think that Moyes is going to come out ready for Crystal Palace. They have the players that can handle Crystal Palace. Zaha obviously is that X factor, Zaha and Eze, but I've actually got it as a 2-0 West Ham win.
2-0 West Ham win. I completely agree with you. I think but like with Zaha's comeback in the last couple of games, it's given them a slight boost. Crystal Palace. You can see that in the game. There's some confidence there within the players. I think he makes that impact. Right? They really missed him when he was injured.
He's vital for them, man.
Yeah, he's vital. Like he's the main player. So I think it does make them a dangerous side. But then again, Moyes is set up his team brilliantly away from home, at home. They played some really good football. I'm also going for a West Ham win, but I'll go 2-1 West Ham. I just feel Zaha or someone might nick a goal. That wraps up Wednesday's games, and then last couple games on Thursday: Aston Villa versus Burnley. Villa sneaking a late goal there to win in the last game week. Your thoughts on this game? Bro, and Burnley just coming off a huge win.
Burnley coming off a huge win. I mean, look, Villa won against Wolves after 2 consecutive losses, so they're looking to correct course to right the ship. They don't want to slip any more than they did. They, like I said, they had a super hot start to the season, but now they're sitting in 10th place right now. So they're looking to sort of, rebuild and, get a few results in. Burnley is obviously a team that is, there for the taking. They're currently sitting in 17th place. They're 1 point away from relegation. Obviously, huge 3 points today.
Yeah.
But even then, they didn't score the goal that won them the game. That was the best striker in the Premier League.
Yeah. But that's what they can do to you. Like, I mean, teams like Villa, like Arsenal, Burnley can frustrate you, right? Like, first half it was goalless, and Arsenal started to. You could see that pressure building.
You know what's gonna come? It's gonna be a low block. 2 banks of 4 deep defending, and they tell you, bro, come at us and break us down if you can. Again, Burnley trending upwards. They lost 5-0 to City, but then since then they've been 1-0 against Arsenal. And then they had another draw right before that as well. I've got it as a 2-0 Villa win.
2-0 Villa win. I'm going 3-1 Villa. Jack Grealish is one of my favorite players right now, man. I can't wait to watch him on the field. He's my favorite player, not out the field. On the field, he's a baller, man.
Bro, my man's a baller off the field as well.
Yeah, he is, but I'm appreciating his on-field antics. I think, but he had a quiet game, I think, in the last game, maybe because of that noise going off field. So I'm looking to see him perform well on the pitch. Moving on to the next game. So I'm going 3-1 Villa for that game. Moving on to the last game of the game week, Sheffield versus Manchester United, bro. They have to win, bro. They can't lose to Sheffield.
So
if they lose to Sheffield, you need to message me saying, bro, Ole needs to get sacked. You need to message me that.
No,
okay?
bro. You know that message is never going to come. Why? But we just talked about this, bro. You have, the Spanish Tony Pulis who keeps getting games and you want to hit on my boy Ole, bro, just because...
No, I'm just saying United can't lose this game. That's what I'm saying.
United have been 5 out of 5 in their last away games. They've won all 5 games. They've been scoring. But again, they always look a bit shaky. I think... They had a rough couple of games against PSG and Leipzig, but good comeback game against City. Roy Keane will obviously disagree with me. Hey, what's up, Roy? If you're watching, but how he's talking about they came out, they were looking not to lose, and he was really upset about that. But I think it was a question of really that game was needed to just calm some nerves internally, and I think they're gonna try to build on that. Sheffield's had a really tough time scoring, bro.
Really tough, man.
They're last in the table, barely scored any games, lost the past 5 games, so there's no momentum going their way. So I think United have been struggling to score goals a little bit the past couple of games. We've been not as clinical as we should be. So I'm hesitant to pick a high scoring United win, but I am picking a 2-0 United win.
2-0 United. I'm going 3-0 United. I just want to see a good, convincing performance.
I actually had 3-0 down first, and then I crossed it out.
Yeah, I mean, going into this festive period, a lot of games. I think this would be a good time to
Start Cavani.
Yeah. I mean, start Cavani, get those goals in, and just to show that they're there to compete at least for the top 4. If you drop points at Sheffield, I think it's going to be a huge blow to the whole season altogether. So I think this is a good game to get that confidence going, and the more goals you score, the better. But I'm just going 3-0. If this was the old United, it might have gone more, but 3-0, they have it in them. Bruno has been fantastic, especially away from home. I think he might assist or score for sure, maybe a penalty as well, but I think they have it in them. And we've seen if Pogba and Bruno are we've seen that connection. If they're both on song, I think United can punish.
What I'd like to see? I'd actually like to see Rashford rested for a little bit.
I agree with you. I completely agree.
I know he's been playing with an injury. I think he hurt his shoulder a couple of games ago or something like that. So I think he could do with a little bit of rest. We could do a little bit of rotation.
But is Cavani back from injury? Because he was also suffering from injury.
I think Cavani is back from injury, man. I think Cavani's back.
So, I think for a swap, Cavani up front, and we've seen what Cavani
Tony on the left.
Yeah, Tony on the left, and Greenwood on the right.
Greenwood on the right. I mean, we're playing Sheffield, so Sheffield might sit deep, so we might actually see Mata on the right, bro.
Yeah, you could
get an additional
playmaker. The only problem Mata's don't get me wrong, some amazing passes, but I just think pace. You might.
I know. I agree with you. His pace is definitely an issue and something that he gets targeted for when he does play. But it's just an interesting thing. I just thought that the games that he did play, he definitely adds an extra dimension to the game. Let's see, bro. Let's see. If Pogba starts, if Donny, I don't think Donny's gonna start, but he might because it's a quick turnaround, so you never know. But 2-0 for me. I think it's going to be a professional game, but a lot of variables that are that need to be sorted out. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I was just telling him how City need to sell Jesus. He's like, yeah, bro, and he's like, Liverpool need to sell Firmino, and you guys need to sell Martial. And I took that personally. Like, bro, no, you can't say that, bro. Martial's gonna come good. Just you wait. He just had his best season last season, bro. What do you mean,
bro? So I just want to tell you one thing on this topic, bro. We could have got Haaland, man. Haaland. Bro, you kidding me?
We were never gonna get Haaland, bro. We were never gonna get Haaland.
In last Jan, there were talks for Haaland, man. They were very serious talks.
Yeah, bro. Very serious. I know what very serious. He was never gonna end up at United.
But I mean, to be very honest with you, for me, Martial has a lot of talent, but he's been very frustrating. I just want to see him get into those goal scoring form, and I think this is a good game for him. So he should start.
This is a good game for him.
Yeah.
I mean, what's interesting about Tony is that even though he hasn't been scoring, his off the ball movement has been very, very good.
But that's always been good. And even when he scores, man, he makes like some amazing. His goals are like so nice to watch. But it's those simple tap-ins, man. That's what you need as a striker. What Cavani's doing, those headers like right out.
Yeah,
right.
I know. I mean, look, he's never going to be a player that's going to be banging in headers. But that being said, bro,
but the simple finishes.
Tony wins a lot of penalties that he doesn't take.
Yeah, no, that's true. Fair enough. But I just feel there are a lot of chances, like we saw in the PSG game, where he needs to be a bit more clinical. Like those.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just trying to defend my boy, bro.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But I think that wraps up all the predictions. Last thoughts on this game week?
Bro, I'm feeling confident, man. I'm feeling confident in my Arsenal Southampton prediction, man. I'm thinking that's gonna be my 3 points for the week.
One more prediction I'm gonna ask you for. Will Abrar go for an Arsenal win, draw, or loss?
Abrar's gonna go for an Arsenal win, bro. He's gonna lose points again. He's gonna just leave them on the table, bro. This guy is just like he does in fantasy with captaining Oba, bro.
I mean, yeah, I can't wait to have him back. But thank you so much, though, man. Thank you so much. As a quick turnover, thank you for coming on, and hopefully see you soon, because the next game week is coming right after this. So
I know, man. It's Saturday the games are on again?
Yeah, they're on again. So we're just getting those one-day breaks, man. So
hectic.
But yeah, hectic, but a lot of fun, man. We missed this during the initial lockdown. So
that's true. I'm not going to complain about sports stuff.
Let the football keep flowing, man. That's it.
Absolutely.